Okay, so I just started the podcast. So I'm Erica, and Bella's here, and Jay is here, and Olivia.
Peace out.
Our special guest is here.
Hello.
Hello.
So today,
So excited to be here with you guys today.
it's an audio, yeah.
It's a podcast. Honestly, quite honored.
Okay, bro.
We didn't have a lot of choice.
We get it.
Are you gonna cut anything out? Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
I'm
down to edit.
I'm too lazy to edit.
Don't say that on the podcast.
Are you gonna?
No, this is it's fine,
It's
it's fine.
freely. It's free association. Whatever you come in mind. Okay, so let's start off with. Who's a minority in here? So raise your hands up. Everybody's hands was raised, so everybody's qualified to be in this podcast.
Right.
Awesome.
So okay, so
So how was your life growing up, Erica?
it's pretty good.
How was your school? Like, what school did you go to?
I went to Montgomery in Sycamore
How was
School
that?
District. It was pretty good.
And that's all?
Yeah. Go.
Oh, well, my experience in Madeira really kind of changed my life. I lived in Madeira, which is really a big, like, privileged high school that I think can be literally a, like, private school.
Was it mostly white people?
Yeah, it was dominantly white. I think there was two Asian family, and mine was one of them. And that was the only two Asian family in the entire school. And after, like, I remember, like, all the girls had blonde hair, and a part of me kind of wished that I had those features too. So then I kind of, like, resented, like, the way I looked.
Good. I feel like at like Montgomery and stuff, like the school where I went to in elementary school, it was honestly like it wasn't mostly white. I feel like it wasn't mostly white. It was like actually pretty mixed.
Really?
Like I never, like there was always like another group of like Asian kids or like black kids. Like there was always like every race there.
I went to Mapledale, which was also in the Sycamore School District, and I would agree with Erica that there was a lot of different races there, and it was like fairly diverse, but there was also some experiences that made it, known to me that like I wasn't like everyone else.
Yeah.
What was one of your experience, would you say?
A big one would be like I would bring food that's from my culture.
Oh my god, that's what we were thinking!
That's what we were thinking!
So that's what happens when you're not white.
Food from my culture that like white people weren't familiar with for lunch, and
As
like such as
yeah.
okay, like rice with curry.
Yeah, rice.
Or naan.
Oh,
like
God.
yeah, stuff like that. And I would open it up for lunch, and people would be like, "Ew, what is that? Like, it looks gross, or it smells
For
weird."
real.
I can totally relate on that, can't you, Erica?
I can. I remember I felt like I didn't have like that weird of food. Like it wasn't even that like,
It wasn't even that weird. Like
I know, it was just like rice.
I think
literally just
I
rice.
think it was just like different from them, but now it's like it's so different now because now it's glorified. Like
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
wants to be
I feel
different
like now everybody wants to like claim that food and like
Literally growing up, like I feel like everybody always had like Uncrustables or Lunchables for like
Yeah.
it was always Lunchables. And I remember like my parents never bought me Lunchables. I don't know if this matters, but like they never got me Lunchables. And like I don't know.
I was kind of the opposite. Like everyone would make me feel bad about the food I brought, so I would ask my parents like,
Yeah.
can you please get me Lunchables?
There
Or
was
like,
literally like a point in like elementary school where like after like having the food that like my mom would make me, I just didn't like I felt like I was like embarrassed to have it.
Yeah.
So I would either just not eat it like at all, or I would just like ask like I would like beg my mom to just make me like a ham and cheese sandwich or just some stupid shit.
Dude, I would just like, whenever my
Bella,
mom
what
packed me
necklace is that?
food that was like Indian, I would throw it away and just buy food.
sometimes I do that too.
Yeah. So I was Indian. I am Indian currently. And I definitely did feel like a minority because I was just like, I had a lot of respect for my culture, and I wanted to share that with other students and people. And I did not feel accepted because they did not accept my culture very well.
Why don't? What do you mean? Like giving an example?
Like whenever I would express something about like our holidays or our holidays or our traditions, I would always get gaslighted or shot down because of that.
Gaslighting?
Do you think
Yeah,
that?
like,
do you
like,
think that Asians?
I'd be like, I celebrate Diwali. They'd be like, I celebrate Christmas. Like,
Do you feel like Asians are the epitome of all jokes? Because I do feel like in society, I feel like we're such easy
for
target.
real.
Honestly.
Like there's so many like
I feel like
impersonation of like Asian voices.
I know that people have come really far with like racist jokes, but I still feel like with Asians, there's still a lot of work to be done.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If there was like a kid in class in like middle school or like even now, I feel like if some kid were to like make a Asian racist joke, everybody would just be like, like that's funny. It's funny.
yeah.
It's just a joke.
When I was like growing up and people would say those jokes, I would get so like accustomed to it, I'd start laughing with them.
Yeah, and you kind of also make the jokes for them.
Yeah.
Because
like-
you feel so used to it, so you kind of make
Like, if I make the joke myself, it hurts.
you join the party, so it's not like they
like-
make fun of you. You're within the group.
Like
That's
you
what I
gotta
felt
make
like.
fun of yourself before they can make fun of you.
Right.
That's what I always thought.
Did anybody have their white girl phase?
Yes.
Did you have a white guy phase, Jay?
Oh, did you have a white girl face?
Do you have a white guy phase?
I think I'm in a white guy phase right now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Explain what that is. Like, what do you think that is?
I mean, I feel like it's just where you're trying to act like you're just not being yourself. No, I'm not this right now.
I wouldn't. I feel like by
When you-
white girl phase, I wouldn't be like you're like a different race and you're trying to be white, because you're not like trying to be white. You're just trying to like.
fit in.
I feel like you just kind of shut down your race, because
Yeah.
like for any reason, like you might be like ashamed or embarrassed a little bit.
Yeah.
Even if like you don't say that, like it might just be like subconscious.
Yeah, like when I was in 7th grade, I was like disassociate myself from Indian people and be like, that's not me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just to prove that you're not part of the stereotype.
Yeah, like you're not the stereotypical Indian person.
But then you become more like Americanized, and then you don't even fit that category of being like Asian anymore. So you never really know where you fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people try to like be white, but like shut down their race, because like growing up, it's always like the cool kids in like elementary, middle school, or like the ones that like had like a lot of friends. They were always white.
Yeah.
It's like you just pick up on that and then you try to follow it.
Yeah. Maybe the proportion is different, but I just definitely see more like guys in middle school tending to go towards the white girls as seeing them as more pretty, and like the Asian girls never get a chance until high school, because then the role is switched, and being with somebody that's diverse is considered better now, or like more glorified now.
Or they'd say like, or they'd say stuff like, "You're pretty for an Asian girl."
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That is not a compliment, by the way. True that. Okay.
Plus, it's also like a fetish now. Like, to
I-
be
yeah.
Asian. That's so weird. That is so weird.
The thing I want to talk about is like the stereotypical Indian is like very, very smart, like good at math, good at science and stuff like that. But that just isn't me. I'm.
Oh God.
That is
right.
not you. That is not you.
Yeah, that just isn't me. And like,
Me either.
yeah, that's just not us. And because of that, we're like looked down upon.
I know.
Not
Yeah,
even by
and-
people in our own culture, but by other but like people who are just like not even our race.
Yeah, our parents.
Yeah, our parents too.
Everyone expected me to go to some really great Ivy League college, and then when I told them I wasn't, they were like, "Oh, well, did you get a full scholarship?" And I was like, "No, I just chose to go to this college because I liked it there. It didn't have to be like the best school
Yeah.
in the camp or in the country or anything."
I'm going to UC Blue Ash. You're not alone.
You are?
Probably.
I wanted to talk about the difference between me and my brother. So like for like our entire lives, my brother always said like if somebody were to ask him like what his race was, he would always just say Asian. And then for me, he would just say I'm like white, like I'm not Asian. And like I never really understood why he did that, but honestly, I feel like because like honestly, I feel like I asked him why, and he explained the reason why was because like he's like a lot more logical and a lot smarter, and like he, you know, just like really, I feel like it was like really stereotypical things, but like I'm not really like him at all. I'm more like, I'm like really loud.
So since you didn't fit the stereotype, you took away your
like,
Asian past.
I'm really bad at school, and like I'm always with my friends. I feel like I'm always like goofing off, and like he knows that, and I feel like that's why he never really considered me to be like that. Even though we're both mixed, like we're literally both mixed, but he thinks that he's more Asian than me. I'm not. I don't know.
I have rice in my mouth. Another really big thing I want to really talk about is the Western beauty standard kind of being pushed to a lot of different culture because it's considered ideal. Like, I feel like the beauty standard is like pale skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, and I could never fit those types of stereotypes. Like, as I said in Madeira, like I was never like any of those girls, so part of me just hated myself for it. What's like other Western stereotypes do you know of?
I guess being like on the skinnier side.
Yeah, you have to be super skinny. That's one thing.
Like blue eyes.
Blue eyes is a must because brown eyes was too common. It was just poop color.
Straight hair.
Straight hair.
It was always straight hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah.
I always wanted curly hair.
I always wanted curly hair, but like when I was growing up, all my family members would be like, "Oh, you have such straight hair." Like
Oh my god, dude! Growing up, I have like curly hair, and I never knew how to take care of it because everyone in my family has straight hair. So like I always, for like my entire life, I always had to like tie it back, like all the time, just because like nobody taught me how to take care of it, because everybody has straight hair.
Yeah.
So another big thing that's like my culture trying to fit into Western beauty standards is it's like you're seen as better than everyone else if you have lighter skin color. So
I think, can I explain the reason why?
Yeah.
I think it's because like in Asia, people tend to be farmers, so like they're outside, so that means that they have to work outside. So it's considered more like of a privilege to be pale because you're literally like living in like you're working
you don't
inside
have to work outside.
you have constant AC. That's considered a privilege, so that is highly looked upon.
Yeah, and also it's like, you know, you're closer to look like passing as a white person if you have
the Western
There's-
beauty standard.
In Japan, bro, like I know, like been like going there, it's like I feel like all the women there try to cover up their face, and like they always wear like long shit, like long clothes and shit, so that way they don't get sunburn. Like they always wear, like, you know,
Mask is really big.
they do that so that way they don't get darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that
And like
in Korea.
and growing up, my grandma would always like she like grew up in India her whole life, so she would use like lotion that kind of bleached your skin and made you lighter, and she would always be like, "Oh, you should use this lotion."
And it's so normal too.
Yeah,
like it's not even considered bad. I remember when I went to a wedding in Cambodia, they literally put 5 foundation lighter, so my forehead was black. Like it just like the foundation didn't match because they were just trying to change me.
Yeah.
And they added a strip for double eyelids too. I remember that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought my eyes were perfectly fine.
I feel like I don't know what double eyelids are, but I think they're
They're
it's like you have the crease in your eye.
Yeah.
I thought, like, then that made me question because they put that on me. So that made me question, do I have it? Then I realized that what if I don't meet the beauty standard of Western culture? That's just our story of being minorities.
So
Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening.